Hello, my name is Victoria Medina, and welcome to Image Power Formula Supercharge Your Online Image Masterclass. I want to begin by thanking Jean Marie and everyone at Little Shadow Productions for creating this amazing event she's launching. I am so thrilled to be a part of it. Now, and what I want to do is share with you how to embrace who you are in front of the camera. Still images, video live and recorded, video conference calls, because I know a lot of people are not really comfortable doing video conference calls right now. We're going to talk about essential technical elements involving in taking photos and videos, how to communicate effectively, and how to have fun. Seriously, how to have fun in every camera ready moment. And so I begin with just sharing a little bit about some housekeeping that we're going to do today. And the first thing is that I really want you to think about the joy of being here. Take a step back, sit back, listen, turn off all your phones, turn off all distractions. This is something that you clearly want to learn about. So give your time over to it, because I know that this is something that is really going to help your work as much as it's helped mine. There will be a replay, but take notes, because sometimes we remember things a little bit more when we write them down, but there will be a replay. So however it's comfortable for you to learn and absorb the information, that's there for you. I may not have time to answer questions at the end, but I will leave my email and contact information so you can get in touch with me. So if you have any questions, write them down. If we can get to them at the end, great. If not, definitely get in touch with me. And I'm going to have a special surprise for you. So I'm thrilled that you're here. Just to share with you a little bit about me, as I said, I'm the creator of Image Power Formula. I'm a coach and consultant to clients, and I help my clients transition from being incredibly nervous to maybe just not comfortable to perhaps you are comfortable and want to be a little better, ultimately to go from wherever you are to shining on camera. And in every camera ready moment, still video conferencing, and if any other device that comes up. I am also an off-Broadway writer, producer, director of the play One Nation, One Mission, One Promise. And I began my career as a New York City professional videographer, photographer, published in the New York Times, Forbes, the Daily News, and other publications. And I have performed in various theater productions in New York, London, and Vancouver. So why do I share this with you? Well, it is specifically because I have been both behind and in front of the camera. So I know exactly what it's like to be nervous and needed to learn how to take those skills of being a performer and using that to help myself to be on camera. And so all of those strategies and techniques that I have learned in my life, that's what I want to share with you today. So the one thing that I really want to stress more than anything else is that we're going to focus on 5 foundational strategies that you're going to learn today. And the first 2 are the most important 2. You get these 2 down, it will help in every other. If that's all you do today, it will help you. You will see changes immediately in your on-camera presence. And that's number 1. The first thing is presence, because if you don't have presence, it is the energy. It is really important. I'm going to get into more detail. So we're going to talk about presence. We're going to talk about essential lighting, because without lighting, there are no images. We're going to talk about effective storytelling, because every image is a story. And then we're going to go into a short intro about branding. And then, of course, putting it all together with showtime. So one thing that I want to share, and this is really important, and it is, why do people fail? And I want you to say right now, I want you to write down that whatever phrase it is that you say, that I never say, I never like being on camera. I don't like how I look on camera. I'm not comfortable on camera. I never take good photos. Write that down and then put up at the top, I will never say this again. And the reason why you want to do that is because you are going to focus on moving forward. Once you can acknowledge what your concerns are, it is a lot easier to then move forward. So for example, if you look in the mirror, it's going to look different than when you're on camera because of the lighting, because of the lens, because of the type of camera, because of maybe how you're posing. Any of these elements could change how you look. And what you want to do is not take those moments where you're so uncomfortable that you're never going to get in front of a camera again, because we all are going to have those moments. But the more you practice this and the more you change your mindset, the more you could put that away. So I want you to write that down. So then this way, when you have those uncomfortable moments, you're never going to go backwards. You're always going to move forward. And so because of this, I'll just share with you, my clients have some really surprising results where they've gone from being nervous to being comfortable, where they've gone from not liking how they look to sharing with me that they have images that they just love and love sharing. And then also the really great thing is where they see that their business is scaling, because that's what you may want to do for your business, or they've taken a great photo with their family, whatever it is that works for you. And also having the opportunity to get more leads, more engagement. So this can help you in a variety of different areas. So we want to change your mindset. And that's what these tips and strategies are going to be, because you want to embrace who you are on camera. You don't want to compare yourself with anybody else ever again. You want to have confidence on and off the camera. And why I say you don't want to compare yourself, because there is nobody in the world like you. That's the bottom line. So there is absolutely no one in the world like you. So you don't want to compare yourself to anyone ever. And you want to just be you. It's what somebody said to me recently. You want to be you. You want to be yourself, and that's what you want to be on camera. So let's go. Let's begin by developing presence. And presence is essentially, you don't want to think about the past. You don't want to think about the future. You want to be in this moment, just as I am with you right now. You want to be completely and entirely in this moment. You see that with athletes. You see that with an actor who somebody will applaud them and say, "Oh my God, you were great." And they were like, "I don't know what I did," because they were so present. That's how you want to be on camera. You want to be present because you're communicating. A camera is just another form of communication. So I want you to think about that, because when you're thinking about yourself and what you look like and how you feel, you're not being present, because you're thinking about your past. Because if you think about how you look and you don't like how you look, then you're thinking about how you looked in the past. What you want to do is be present today. And actually, I would love to encourage you to please create an album on your smartphone that has photographs of you where you look good, because that's part of that mindset change. And I want you to introduce you to J.R. Martinez. This is J.R. Martinez when he entered the service. And this is how he is today. And he says, your path in life is decided by your own ability to adapt and overcome. And JR is an Army veteran. He's a burn survivor. He is an actor, a motivational speaker, a New York Times bestselling author, Dancing with the Stars winner. And the reason why I'm sharing him with you is because he cannot compare himself to anybody. He is doing him. And I know the ladies might say otherwise, okay, he's a man, he could get away with it. Well, Taria Pitt is someone who will actually object to that, because she is now also a burn survivor, and she loves to make cool stuff that helps people to be happy. Isn't that amazing? And she is also a burn survivor. And what I want to stress, because both of them really went through a lot when they were in the hospital. And J.R. Martinez, mostly with his face, for Taria Pitt, it was over 65% of her body that was burnt. They both went through grueling times in the hospital. And they did not even think about what their life would be like in the future. But the one thing that they did decide is that they were going to live their best lives no matter what. So they're on camera. So if you have any concerns about what you look like, let them be an inspiration to you. So how do you develop presence? And I'm sure I want you to think about the images where they're candid, where you really love how you look. And the reason why I want you to look at those, because those are the moments when you're present. And when you start to think about how you look, you're no longer present because you're going introvert. You want to be external in your look. So these are two people who are not present, right? The woman on the left, she's definitely checked out, but the woman on the right, she's actually bored. So there is some presence in her. She does have some energy coming through. So it's like, if I just like, you feel that? I kind of like my energy just stopped. I'm not present there. I'm not with you. So how you develop presence is you want to think about who you're with. What are you doing? Why are you taking this photo? Who is the photo for? And who are you communicating with at the moment? So for example, you're at a party and somebody says to you, oh, let's take a photo together. And the moment, and that's when you're going to have that knee-jerk reaction and you're going to be like, no, I don't know how I look. I don't know this. I don't know that. No, now what you're going to do, let's say you're at a party and you're celebrating whoever's really close to you, best friend, spouse, somebody you love. Now you're going to think about you're having a good time, why you're at the party, who is this party for? You're going to take a photograph where you're going to shine because you're going to focus on having a good time and thinking about your friend. You're not going to think about, oh my God, I don't look good on camera. You're going to think about who you're with. You're always going to project out because the more you project out, the less you become internal, the more you're going to create those wonderful images because then you're going to just be you. So I want you to really think about that. And these are 4 people who were so present. Lucy Liu was tired after an award ceremony, but she really wanted to show that she was happy with it. The next person, he wanted to just share that he was a business professional. The next person, the woman on the left, wasn't as dressed up as the woman on the right. And she was like, I'm still going to enjoy this moment. The woman on the far right, I really want you to appreciate that she also wanted to show her work. This is her. She's an artist, and you could see that right away. So you could also think about using props in your images, like Lucy Liu's using a prop where it's an award, or the woman on the far right. And it was great photographing her because she loved her artwork. So she was really able to come alive. And the two in the middle, the young man who I photographed, he wanted to show people that he was a business professional. So he had his backdrop in that location so he could feel it. And then the 2 women on the right, they were just having fun. So these are all areas where you can just be present. So as I say, if you're at a party, any event, somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, let's take a picture. You're going to think about who's the party for? What does this person mean to you? What does the event mean to you? What's happening at the moment? And focus on that. And the more you focus on that and being present, the more your images are just going to fly and have that magic in it. So that's what you always want to do. You want to bring your experience to the moment. So now let's talk about essential lighting, because lighting is everything. And so I want you to focus on, there are 3 types of lighting. There's natural lighting, there's flash, and there's studio. But I want you to focus on natural and flash lighting. So what you're going to do is you're going to start taking images by just standing in front of your window. It doesn't have to be sunlight. It just has to be light. And it could be a cloudy day. It could be really wonderful, especially because then you don't have to squint. So either a sunny day or whatever the natural lighting is, take images in front of your window or go outside if you don't have the best. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to take out the instructions to your smartphone, and I want you to study the features, because the wonderful wisdom about putting the camera on your smartphone is because, as I said, it is just another form of communication. But the manufacturers also want you to look fantastic. So they have wonderful features that they've created for you. There's studio lighting, there's natural lighting, there's spot lighting. You could put your phone on a timer, so then you could take the time to position yourself. You can do portrait where you could blur the background. There's all these wonderful features that I want you to experiment with, so you could see what are the best features that work for you. So when you're at home, when you're outdoors, once you study this and you recognize it, then when you're with other people and you're out enjoying yourself, it will become second nature for you to take amazing, amazing images. So let's talk about storytelling. So again, someone comes to you and they tap you on the shoulder and they say, okay, let's take a photo. Now, as I said before, if you're thinking about you're at a party, you're at an event, that's the story that you're telling. I'm telling a story to you right now in how I'm sharing with you the stories that I have on strategies and techniques and tips for you to take images more comfortably, for you to shine on camera. That's a story. So instead of focusing on yourself, which takes you out of the moment, and you focus on the story, that's where your shine is, because every image has a story. And you know those images where you stop and you just want to see, who is this person? What is this person saying to me? Or in a video where you're watching them and they're telling you a story. Why are they holding your attention? So you always want to think about the story that you're telling and communicating to your audience. And that's how you're always going to reconnect. So the thing to also think about is, you could also, when you think about these things about how you're going to tell a story, I want you to take a deep breath. Always take a deep breath before you take an image. And that'll also help you to feel, to drain away that nervousness and be more connected. Then finally, there's branding. So branding, for example, if you look behind me, there is my logo. So whenever you're out and about, when you're taking an image at home or outside, look behind you. Is the background consistent with the story that you want to tell? Is it consistent with the image that you want to give? So for example, if you're a chef and you're a vegan chef, but behind you is a fast food restaurant, that may not be the best place for you to have your brand. If you're going to be talking about positive things at home, and you're a consultant and you're coaching and you're a life coach and you want to talk about positive things, but books behind you might be, wars in history, you may want to change that. So branding is about looking at what's behind you. Then the next thing is showtime. And I really want you to think about how you could be ready for your close-up. So I want you to think about presence. I want you to think about your lighting. I want you to think about your storytelling and your branding. And most importantly, I want you to take the time to put it on a timer, or to get a tripod. But if you could put it on a tripod, then you could effectively take the image and really tell the story. And I want you to just practice and practice. And I want you to have fun. And then I want you to take your best images and put them in that folder I told you about earlier, and then move on from there. So there is so much more to learn, right? There's lighting, there's studio lights, there's clothes, there's colors, there's makeup. I'm just giving you the sheer foundation here, but there's so much more to learn. That's why I would love for you to be in touch, because there's a lot more. There might be questions that you want to ask. Share with you what some other people have said. Um, People have said that they've worked in advertising, that they were uncomfortable and this helped them out. And I'm going to leave this for you so you could read it on the replay, because I want to make sure that I end this in a proper time frame. And the next thing that I want to talk about is, actually, I'm going to play this video for you.
Hi, my name is Eduardo Mengue. I have a project called the Finance Formula. I have 2 online courses where I teach people how to organize their finances, called the Finance Formula, and how to invest, it's called the Investment Formula. And over 300 students have already taken my 2 courses. I know Victoria. I started working with her when I took the Image Power Formula course with her. And before I started working with the Image Power Formula, I was very nervous and I wasn't really sure how my image looked. And that was something really important in my line of business, because I need to inspire confidence, authority, and I need to engage my students, especially because the subjects that I teach are somewhat sensitive and at many times scary and complicated. Victoria has a lot of experience, so she's pretty much seen everything, so she can help you with virtually everything related to cameras. That was really helpful. So lighting, head positioning, poses, colors, facial expression. I use the image power formula technique all the time. So looking into the camera as if it's my friend, smiling with my eyes, where I position myself, all of these were great tips that I learned through the various modules of her course. I would definitely recommend the image power formula. Definitely recommend it. It's quick, it's easy to follow, it's very straight to the point. So she gives a lot of real life examples that really, really help. Um, and anything else I'd like to add, I just wish I had met Victoria before and I had taken this course earlier.
Here's what I want to share with you, because I'm definitely running out of time here. And I hope you were able to take these 5 foundations, which is being present is the first thing. And remember, when you're present, you're not thinking about the future, you're not thinking about the past. And essential lighting, branding, storytelling. So, one thing that I would love to do, because there's so much to share with you, and you might have so many questions, is there's a link. I want to offer you a free 30-minute private individual consultation with me. And then we could go over this in far more details. You could tell me what you've already started using, what's working for you, what isn't working for you. And this will give you an opportunity for me to get to know you better, answer your questions, and talk about what are some of the nuances that are really concerning you. So I want to just have a quick review. So what did you learn today? You learned about being present. Basically, you don't want to think about the future, you don't want to think about the past. You want to be completely present in the moment, and that's where the magic comes out. Because when you're present in the moment, that is just everything. That's the first thing. The second thing that you want to do is you want to really focus on your lighting. So you got the natural lighting, and you start with natural lighting, and you could even have a reflector if that helps. You could get a whiteboard that could help with your lighting. And the next thing is you do the natural lighting outdoors or indoors. The third thing is you're going to really study all the features on your camera and play with the flash. You'll put it on a timer so you could position yourself. If you can and you have a tripod, use a tripod so then you could really be relaxed and play and try different things. And then the next thing is, of course, there's going to be branding. You're always going to look behind you to make sure that what is behind you is consistent with the story that you're going to tell. And every image, every video, you're telling a story, just like everyone here is telling a story about their work. But the big story is she's launching. Thank you so much. It's a joy to meet you. Thank you so much for being here today. And I look forward to seeing you again. And until then, capture the spirit of life with passion. Thank you.